Two people blocked me for two different reasons. The first guy, King Lying, basically he said that Naruto isn't planetary.
There isn't a anime power scaler that has answered the questions that have been asked. Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto or Sasuke do not have an attack or an ability that can either destroy a planet or threaten a planet. Matter of fact, when Hashirama and Madara had their fight, they fought all day and at no point did they threaten a continent or a planet. I'm gonna say it again. Madara and Hashirama fought all day and at no point did they threaten a planet or a continent. Sasuke and Naruto, when they had their last battle, at no point did they threaten a planet or a continent. Even when Sasuke used his most powerful attack, once it clashed with Naruto, once again, it did not threaten the planet. It did not threaten a continent. The world was not threatened whatsoever. But guess what? In Marvel, you got characters like Beta Ray Bill casually destroying planets, having whole galactic battles. Hell, you got Hulk and Thor going at it. Well, technically at the time, that's Thor, that's Hulk. But they clash, planet dies. This is in case anybody needs to see. I mean, you add Hulk and Red She-Hulk in the dark dimension, a whole separate universe. And every time these two clash with each other, they destroyed everything that was in it. At the end of the day, your verse is trash. Thor by himself, Beta Ray Bill by himself, Hulk by himself. Hell, the list goes on. You can send one character into the Naruto verse and that verse would die. Hell, you can send Thor's hammer into that verse. You can snap that verse with Thor's hammer and they would die. I'm gonna say it again. Power scaler. Show an attack by Naruto or Sasuke that can either destroy a planet, has proof of destroying a planet, or has proof that it can threaten a planet by themselves. Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry, I will fucking wait.
Explain to me how Kaguya makes a truth seeker orb.
Chakra creating 5 different universes or 5 different dimensions on her own, but now she needs the people of the Shinobi Alliance to create one. She's able to create 5 on her own before.
Does anybody have a rebuttal to that? Anybody? Please remember, you can only use manga panels.
First of all, the Naruto manga is not the main primary source canon. Especially when we're moving into Boruto, because Boruto Naruto the movie was the main source canon, which is a novel, only ever translated into Japanese. As you can see, we've got Naruto and Sasuke from Boruto. As you can see here, Boruto Naruto the movie, and it was never released in this English column. Along with almost everything to do with Naruto. Why? Well, believe it or not, for a lot of anime, or should I say manga in general, there's just no money in releasing it to an English audience. The people that buy and consume manga are mostly Japanese people. So there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of canon events that literally the entire Western world has no idea about. Like, go ask your friend what happened in this novel. I guarantee you they can't tell you from beginning to end what happened. And so this is the problem with people that have only watched Naruto with their eyes and they're relying on the manga or the anime. Because it's not in the manga, and half of the stuff that happened in the Naruto series, which is actually the canon source main material, happened in the novels, which are now getting manga adaptations and are now being animated. So at least for Naruto, to say that it can only be from the manga is just wrong and inaccurate. Like, the whole idea that you have to scale based off what you've seen people blow up is just really dumb. What happens if it's a text-based novel or verse? Like in the instance of the Fate series, for example, it's basically a web text-based novel game. And that's the main canon source material. Like, the main story is not from the Fate series, the anime. It actually came or was inspired by the original source material from the game. So all the biggest feats and all the main events and all the story and the plot and the background, the context, is in the game, which is like a text-based novel. So if it says Gilgamesh destroyed the universe in text, using King Lion logic, this wouldn't count because it wasn't in the anime. Or it wasn't like animated or put in a manga form for the Fate series. So unless you've gone through and read every one of these canon novels on the Naruto canon timeline, you actually haven't read all of Naruto or Boruto. And that includes the data books as well. Now, in answering the question of how did Kaguya and Momoshiki create other universes or dimensions, or planets or whatever you want to argue, the Osutsuki devour fruits over many millennia, gaining power. But the problem with Kaguya is she was supposed to be the next sacrifice to Ishiki. So she fought with Ishiki, catching him off guard, and escaped. And the method they used to create these chakra fruits is by planting the Ten Tails, which consumes the life of the planet and eventually bears a chakra fruit. This is how they get power to be able to create those parallel dimensions. As stated in this novel, Momoshiki was draining chakra from another dimension that he constructed. That this battle took place in a parallel universe. Now, if you don't remember, Kaguya was actually sealed away by her 2 sons, Hagoromo and Hamura. Remember this backstory where basically Naruto and Sasuke were the reincarnations of Ashura and Indra. In other words, Hagoromo and Hamura, who initially first defeated Kaguya, sealing her away and separating and dividing the Ten Tails into the Tailed Beast, creating baby forms of the Tailed Beast that we currently know now. This is effectively all the power that Kaguya had at the time, split from not only the Ten Tails, but into 9 different Tailed Beasts. The Ten Tails corpse is what eventually became the moon. So not only did Kaguya waste all of her chakra trying to fight these two, and divided it in 10 pieces, but then when she came back a second time via Madara, she wasn't fully recovered. She says, I shall reunify all chakra once more. That all chakra belongs to me and me alone. And then in chapter 681, we see Kaguya is restored. Mother was restored, and she's draining the chakra of Sasuke and Naruto. And she mistakenly calls them Hagoromo and Hamura, her 2 sons. And this is actually Sasuke and Naruto down here that she is still draining. So before this event, where she was taking the chakra, remember the 9 tails was stated to have basically more chakra than all the other tailed beasts combined. But these 2 were amped by Hagoromo, her son, who defeated her, who created the moon. Like, these 2 created the moon, which, for the record, creating or destroying a moon literally comes under moon level, which is planetary. And this is manga stated too, that the jutsu that transformed the Ten Tails into a catastrophic planetary construction core and turned it into the moon. So you could say the real reason Kaguya was able to use this orb was because she absorbed the chakra or the power that was found within Naruto and Sasuke. Prior to that, she couldn't use that. She didn't have enough power. Because remember, her power was still sealed away in the moon. Like, that's how the moon was created. That's where that energy that she used to have, that she created her previous dimensions, was sealed into, along with the other Biju plus the 9 tails. So when Hagoromo gave his power to both Naruto and Sasuke, whatever you wanted to argue, you were saying that basically Naruto and Sasuke pre-Madara were multi-continental at the best. If we add Hagoromo's chakra to these 2, and then Kaguya was able to use this only after draining the chakra of Naruto and Sasuke, at this point where it was stated that Mother was restored, that's when she was able to use it. Not only is it very valid to basically say that if you have the power of Hagoromo, plus the 9 tails, plus their own like Naruto's chakra and Sasuke's chakra on top of that, it is very safe to conclude that they easily jump from multi-continental to at least the planetary tiers. Especially when this man was the man who had the power to create the moon. And Kaguya has already proven 6 times that she could destroy planets and recreate them using this. So it is because they have the chakra of Hagoromo, a planet-level amount of energy that they actually scaled to Hagoromo because they literally are the reincarnations, is what the story explained. And that is why Naruto is considered planetary. Because not only did they defeat Kaguya here, but they obtained the power of the previous people that defeated Kaguya, who then created the moon, which is using Chibaku Tensei. And Sasuke eventually learns how to use Chibaku Tensei also. And Naruto scales to Sasuke, Sasuke scales to Naruto. So I don't even know why this is a debate that, like, Naruto's not planetary. That's just dumb. The second person, Fraud Pins, basically, or Fraud Boy, he has a couple of accounts, basically said that Goku loses to Gojo.
Who is the strongest character that Gojo is able to beat outside of his own verse? Thank you, Ray, for the sponsor video today. I almost don't want to do this one because I already know the comment section is going to be lit up. If you guys have been on my page long enough, you know who I'm going to say. Goku. Literally, I'm probably just going to ignore this entire comment section. Let's address some popular arguments. Goku does not have immeasurable speed, and he certainly doesn't have any speed that's faster than MFTL+. A lot of times people try to use the hit feat, but that doesn't actually correlate to any kind of speed. As stated by Whis, an ability such as this only works at maximum efficiency for those equal to or less in power level. So Goku simply had a higher power level whenever he was in Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, which means that Hit was unable to actually pause him for as long as he wanted. And in the anime, they like to use the English dub translation of King Kai saying Goku forced his way into the future, which would be wildly inconsistent because instant transmission, which is slower than immeasurable speed, catches people off guard like Jiren.
6! What? Take this, Jiren!
And Jiren literally almost lost here, so I don't want to hear it's like, oh, well, he wasn't trying. And then Goku Tards, who like to try to wank Goku as high as possible, use this scan to try to get him to like 5 or 6D. Because it's stated that Heavenly Realm is a dimensionally transcendental heavenly country. The problem is transcendental means of or relating to a spiritual place. So therefore, all it's saying is that heaven is just a place where spirits go to, which is wildly consistent. So Goku is still 4D with MFTL plus speeds, therefore he still cannot bypass infinity. I already know the comments are going to run wild, but just so you guys know, I'm still going to block you if you debate long threads in my comment section. I have long learned there's absolutely no reasoning with a Goku tard. They believe he's outerversal, 6D, 11D, all these just wild things. Oh yeah, and he's not going to blow up the planet and instant transmission away. Oh god. Alright, here we go again. Who wins between Gojo and Goku in his true Ultra Instinct form? And thank you, Danny, for the sponsored video today. Now let's go ahead and get it. Let's just go ahead and address the fact right now that Goku absolutely does not bypass infinity. Goku doesn't have infinite speed, he doesn't have immeasurable speed, he certainly doesn't have irrelevant speed. If he does, he wouldn't require the use of instant transmission, since instant transmission takes him somewhere instantly. And if his base movement speed, like immeasurable speed, was significantly faster than instant transmission, then he would have no use for instant transmission, so therefore it's an inconsistency. In character, he also wouldn't blow up the planet and then instant transmission to King Kai's planet. And Goku tards need to realize that having King Kai in a neutral verse is giving Goku an advantage, so I don't know why you would argue that. And lastly, the Goku can just Hakai. No, he can't. Goku himself has admitted that he tried copying it and he messed it up. So if you want to say that Goku can use Hakai, when Goku himself says that he can't, I don't know what to tell you. So like always, because he can't bypass Gojo's infinity, the moment he gets too close and he gets trapped within infinity, he'll be so slow that a regular human could react to him, so therefore, Gojo would take him out with infinite durability negation on an atomic level. This comment section is going to be absolutely wild.
Alright, so don't get me wrong, I'm about to address this whole fake panels thing again, but I'm pretty sure Happy just pulled the I know you are, but what am I response.
Just for some context, this guy thinks that Gojo beats Goku, Gojo beats Ichigo, and he's defended his life since New Year's, made about 30 videos trying to prove so.
But now for this whole fake panels thing, let's use Happy's own words.
The Japanese guy is the GOAT for translating all of the Jujutsu Kaisen interviews in their entirety.
So again, this is the translation that Happy is using, so this couldn't possibly be a fake translation, right?
Notice how he didn't actually address the main point of 15 videos that I've created, which was, why was he using fake translations, or in other words, a fake panel that said it was just an infinite space that removed the part where it said finite space.
In the norm of finite dimensional space, the established phase is each other is equivalent, but for the time being, the details don't matter. In the infinite dimension, that kind of thing happens. But when Happy read this part, he conveniently covered the top part, which is actually explaining the phases. Why might that be?
Notice at the very start of the video, I didn't cover that part. Like, I actually do go and explain it in the entire video, but you don't watch the whole thing.
Because the phases, as stated above, says that he can tweak the concept of near and far. If you're
10 meters, it would look like they only advanced 1. Sentence 1 was describing the size of that dimension. Because it says literally here, the distance is actually 1 meter, but the subject feels like it has become 1 millimeter. For people who aren't understanding, the final conclusion is that Gojo can do conversion and change the scale of distance between him and his opponent.
dimension. And in case that's confusing, I even threw into ChatGPT for
Okay, I don't know why you're literally resorting to ChatGPT as a credible source instead of Akutami himself. But if you copy and paste the conclusion from Akutami's interview word for word into ChatGPT, this is what you get. The ability doesn't allow him to create an infinite distance.
Well, it's not a fake translation, and I'm not the guy who translated it, but if I had to guess as the reason to why he left out a couple sentences.
Thank you for finally admitting that you actually used a panel that wasn't fully translated. You said it yourself that the reason why they left this part out. Therefore, it's a fake translation, or should I say a mistranslation. It's not a good translation if you're missing out entire sections. And you here agreeing to the fact that the part where it mentions that it's a finite space was missing and that it just isn't relevant. That's a big thing, especially if what you're saying, that it was an infinite space, was not what it said at all. Like, it doesn't actually have the word or kanji for infinite space, not even a single time. And you were pushing your narrative by saying that it was an infinite space. Like, look here, this is your face saying that it's an infinite space. And you were using that fake translation. I think it does matter if you're using a panel, and you just said it was the wrong thing, like it didn't actually say that yourself. You've been using this wrong panel this whole time just to say that Gojo beats Goku, Gojo beats Bleach. That's wild. So, it was nice debating, but I think it's pretty clear. You basically lied. You can't admit that you used the wrong panel, or you used the false one, so anyways, it's over. Bye. And after debunking some of the panels that he was using for 3 years, he used fake panels. He basically gave up, and he blocked me. Both of them, after blocking me, still follow my page, still make videos, and Fraud Boy on one occasion actually tried to stitch my videos, critiquing my gym form even. So I did challenge them to a gym, you know, like a gym challenge, like if you can't power scale anime right and you're just going to block me, at least try power scale yourself into the gym.
You are the laughing stock of the anime community.
This video only has 32 likes.
10 videos. Oh, and don't worry, this is a sponsored video.
My enemies are many. My equals are none.
This video only has 32 likes.
I don't know what people are talking about. This doesn't have 32 likes. I don't understand how that proves using bots. But most importantly, I don't know why you're all dodging the main question. Let's see Fraud Boy try attempt any of my lifts.
Debunk this. So according to you, you currently weigh 98 kilograms, which for most of the viewers here is going to be 216 pounds. Here's you doing 6 plates, but you did 1 rep.
This is a rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can just go as fast as you want back up. You'll notice in this video here that I add on a plate each time with that same tempo of about 5 seconds and then pause at the bottom and then just explode up. It was only at 7 plates did I go to the 90, which is halfway, not 6 plates. So this is the 7 plate attempt where I stopped right.
Doing 410 pounds, which
you did
is
a 2-second tempo.
2.7 times
Ready?
my body weight. And
1,
again, I'm not
2.
training.
This is a proper rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you spent half the time under tension. So you only spent 2 seconds of lifting that weight. You claim that this is 410 pounds. And somehow you did the maths for 540 is 6 plates. Actually attempting 7 plates, which is 280 kilograms. So if we divided 7 plates by my body weight, this is actually the figure you would get. Not to mention, to every one of your reps, I'm doing basically 3 because you're only doing like a 2-second tempo. Now I intentionally try to count to 5 seconds per rep, but look, you're already coming back up while I'm still coming down. And then let's demonstrate again. I'm still going down and you're already finished. And notice that I'm still adding on a plate each time. Like you're done here at 4.5, I'm going on to 5. And then now I'm going on to 6. And I go all the way up to 7 plates. So no, bouncing through a rep, spending 1 second for time under tension is not as impressive as somebody who spends 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. If anything, this would mean that I spend 6 times the amount of time under tension. I guarantee you that if you tried to do a 5-second eccentric on the way down, you wouldn't be hitting that 4.5 plates like you were just then. So yes, you may have done 2 reps of 4.5, but to every 2.5 of one of your reps, that's one of my reps because of the amount of time it took me to come down and up intentionally. Because bodybuilders aren't trying to rush through the reps like a powerlifter. It's also about time under tension. Mechanical tension is important. So if we took into account that I spent twice the amount of time under tension for each of my reps, this is the figure of how many times more that I'm lifting than you. So 2.7 your body weight is not impressive if you're spending 1 second under tension. Try doing the same weight for at least 5 seconds.
1 likes when your video only had 32 likes. You lie.
The video literally has 300. Maybe you just can't read. Like, where did 32 likes come from? I don't understand how this math is adding up. Like, there's 96 people that liked it, but there's 300 likes on the overall video too. But I love how you didn't even attempt the third exercise either. Like, just to explain like how crazy that is, I actually tricep push down more than my body weight. 2 plates plus the full stack.
If I'm going to arch my back as well, it's not hard.
If it's not hard, then why didn't you do it? All I'm hearing is excuses. If you can lift the weight, then lift the weight.
didn't block you. You blocked me. Otherwise, this would say unblocked. Because I didn't block you. You blocked me. To be completely honest with you, I don't understand this mindset. Why is it going too far to block somebody? Why am I obligated to interact with people that I don't want to interact with? Take this in a real life scenario. If there's someone that you don't vibe with and you're going to go hang out with your friends, are you going to invite that person? Are you going to text that person and talk to that person? Probably not. Same thing here. And I said in my video that he would brag that I blocked him. And he did. He also made some other videos and comments lying in the situation that people have sent me. And guess what? That's totally fine because I blocked him. So it doesn't matter. You say that a majority of any talk debaters debate. Good for them. But I want you to do me a favor. Go and look at most any talk content creators who have the most followings. The ones who don't debate. We've Got of Anime, who doesn't debate, has over 700,000 on TikTok and on multiple different platforms, over 2 million. Ray Voices on TikTok alone has over 1 million. Divine and Kazi are my mutuals. They are power scalers. They are not debaters, and they have a much larger platform. I stopped doing anime debaters, and I went from 40,000 followers up to 187,000 followers. Happy tried to build his entire platform on toxicity and anime debating, and even though he has 212,000 followers, a pathological liar could be proven by a doctor, it would. Also, liking your own comment doesn't make it true because I didn't block you. I didn't block you.
And look, if you want to get really nitty gritty and comment on my form, height is also a factor, which is probably why you weigh so much less. So let's say you weighed 70 kilos, as you said. The elite standard is you should be lifting 270 kilos. So let's measure you according to the strength standard chart. You weigh 154 pounds. Let's be nice and take the lower category. At 150, you should be at least doing 600 pounds. Now you calculated 216, so let's go 220. So I should be doing 767 pounds. So according to this chart, you're not even into the highest or elite category yet. So at 150 pounds, you should be, to at least make it into the advanced category, doing 430, but you said you did 410. Now if I was attempting 617 pounds for double or even triple the time under tension, this is well above the advanced category for my body weight. Not to mention, it's pretty obvious that I'm much taller, so the range of motion would be larger or greater for me, meaning the rep would actually be more difficult than somebody who is shorter. So, yes, I proved that you blocked me. I also proved that for some reason you can't count and you think that I use bots, which just doesn't make any sense. I also proved that you weren't even game enough to attempt the tricep push downs. Like if you want to go for like a real test of strength, we should just do a bench off. I'm pretty sure I tagged you in a video at one point, like seeing if you could do at least 100 reps of your body weight. Because I've got a couple of videos of me benching 100 kilos for 150 reps. But yeah, I've never seen somebody go through so much effort just to be proven wrong time and time again.